We have yet another Knoxville Martial Arts Academy fighter, Shanna Young at 4-1, coming from Knoxville, hometown crowd. We have a 30-year-old Jessica Borga versus a 27-year-old Shanna Young. The teletype looks pretty similar, both in the same height and weight. Range is going to be looking about the same. What do we know about Shanna here, Greg? What do you know in the background? What do you think?
Shanna Young, 4-1. Her last fight came via a loss for her, but it was at the Invicta 31. And the implications of this fight.
Building back up the muscles and strength and all of her skills.
Main event of the evening. It is brought to you by Richards Printing. It is a bantamweight fight contested at 135 pounds. Introducing first, out of the red corner, this lady is from Lakeland, Florida. She trains out of Champions MMA. She holds a record of 1 win and 1 defeat. The Black Widow, Jessica Borga. Standing across the cage from her, in the blue corner, this woman is from Knoxville, Tennessee. She trains at Knoxville Martial Arts Academy. She has a record of 4 wins with 1 defeat. Let's give it up for the Shanna Young!
All right, ladies, we know the rules earlier. Have a good fight, have a clean fight. Be my instructions at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves as you want. Go ahead, go to your corners.
Intensity will be shown in this.
Is Barry O'Neill.
Intensity will be shown in this match, ladies and gentlemen, as both ladies get ready to square up. Our referee, Barry O'Neill, ready to call these ladies to action. Seeing the intensity of Jessica Borga, the energy from Shanna Young. Look to see Shanna Young employ some of that pedigree as a collegiate wrestler.
Oh!
A variety of strikes coming from Young here. Punches and kicks, low and high. Big hook thrown in. You see good movement in and out from Young here. Borga looking to size up. Still incredibly focused.
Nice 1-2 there.
Eats a punch and doesn't back down. Whoa, haymaker flies in.
You know, Shanna Young's had a lot of fighters duck out on her. Last time she was in Knoxville, she had a fight scheduled, and her opponent just completely left. She didn't make weight, and then she just left. These wide shots thrown from Shanna Young, just connected on the jaw line of Jessica Borg. Jessica Borg connecting as well.
Borga's kind of looking to find the distance. Didn't find it there with the head kick. She keeps pawing out, and she's waiting just to see. There it is.
Oh.
Young showing a grin there after that exchange, seeing that again Borga is actually going to give her the challenge that she's looking for here. As Borga allowed her to throw just a variety of punches early without answering. Now they're pressing back into it. Now we're going to see the wrestling and power of Young as she presses Borga against the cage. Borga fighting back. Solid knee from Shanna Young to the stomach.
Back to the shot. Staying in the corner. Shanna Young's keeping them underhooks.
Working into the body here. Shanna Young capitalizing on a knee that landed early on in that exchange.
Some nasty head pressure coming from Shanna. That does not feel good. Someone digging their forehead into the side of your jaw and your temple. That does not feel good.
Especially from the lower body strength of Shanna Young that she's employing here. You can see she's got that solid power line run from her right leg all the way up into her left shoulder, trying to keep Borga against the cage here. Definitely using that wrestling or collegiate wrestling history.
I have to ask, does every girl from KMA have different colored hair tonight that matches their attire?
I have no idea. I've not paid attention to that.
I haven't known. I just noticed just now.
Oh!
Look at the leg welt mark on the back of Shayna's leg right there. She's got a welt mark on the back of it. You can see it.
Large landing right hand for Young here. Both ladies trying to exchange.
Both ladies know what's at stake. Both of them.
Young still imposing ring control, keeping Borga pressed against the cage, negating any striking that she's going to have, definitely keeping the fight to her advantage.
Borga's doing a real good job at kind of keeping her at bay. She's looking for the turn. She keeps moving her hips to the left and to the right, and right there she goes for the turn, but Shanna's just too strong. She can't really get off the cage.
Shanna looking for the trip there. She started to pull Borga off. Short knees continuing to work. hoping to pay dividends if this goes into the deep
Oh,
rounds.
oh, oh.
And a big toss.
Nothing
Attempted
yet,
toss
nothing
and
yet.
trip.
Oh, and the
Another
knee.
knee to the
The knee and
midsection.
the shot.
7. Still there.
Jessica
Roll through.
just walking her down right now.
Short steps and
Ooh,
footwork.
overhand left.
Short
Followed up with
steps and
another left.
footwork as we see a right hook to an overhand left. And Shanna also feints a shot. Borga has to be aware of all the utilities available to Young now.
Very entertaining first round for both fighters.
Borga needs to show a little bit more offense. I understand that she's being pressed against the cage, but if she's going to make a show, if she's going to try to steal around, she's going to have to show a little bit more offense here. She's kind of allowing Shanna just to enforce her will, and that ring control and aggression is definitely going to play in her favor on the judges' scorecards.
That's risk control there by Shanna.
Yeah, Jessica's gonna have to get off the wall. I mean, you can only fight so much from your back against the wall, and that's why Shayna's holding her up against there right now, keeping both double underhooks right there, and she's just keeping her plastered against the wall.
Solid knees continue to land for Young to the midsection of Borga.
We got a headlock coming right here, not locked up. Ooh, and then
Oh,
a nice
another knee.
Nice open knee right there.
Working the different levels from low to high. Young employing that knee to the midsection, and as soon as hands drop,
Ooh.
throwing a left to Borga. Pulling those hands back up again and allowing Shanna to continue pressure against that cage, just executing a flawless game plan, if that's what it is, to keep her out of the striking area here.
I'm surprised we haven't seen it go to the ground one
We
time
see
yet.
a body lock
As I
here
say
from
that,
Young. Or a body lock here from, from Borga, trying to trip Young.
she didn't secure the takedown though. She's still fighting. Oh, we got some blood coming out of Jessica's nose right now.
Jessica needs to do is she needs to get her hips close to Shanna and then try to probably lace when
Oh,
she,
and an inside
What a
trip to the
trip,
ground.
inside
As I
trip
say
of
that,
that
she-
wrestling to steal the round for sure here for Young.
She's got to posture up with 1 or 2 seconds. Oh, nothing left. Oh.
Trying to leave no doubt in the judge's mind that I controlled that round. Young grabs that inside trip and remains dominant in that position for the last 12 seconds of that round, it seemed. Borga still looking strong as she walks back to her corner here. What do we think we need to see out of Borga in this next round?
She needs to, whenever Shanna tries to press forward and get her against the cage, she needs to step off to the left or to the right. She doesn't need her back there. Right there at the end, as I was just saying, Borga had the perfect trip. Shanna just went ahead and she took it. In that kind of position, you know, either fighter can get that takedown. But the next round, Borga needs to come out, needs to keep distance. If Shanna starts coming forward, she needs to circle off to the left or the right and not straight back. She needs to keep her back off the cage.
So we definitely need to see a little bit more circling off there from Borga. What do you need to see out of Young, Greg? What would you suggest that Young do to kind of try that?
I suggest Young keep pulling them double underhooks, keep doing that inside trip, keep getting on top and staying on the ground. I wouldn't want to stand with Jessica Borg right now. I'm not saying that she's not doing phenomenal standing up. I'm just saying right now when you got a 5-round fight, you don't want to tire her out that quick. I wonder if Jessica Borg's thinking that right now.
And again, Jessica
Again,
Borg
she-
trying to stare her opponent down.
Not even took her eyes off of her yet.
Not facing Shanna Young. She's still her energetic, walking around, smiley self. Barry O'Neill calls us back to action as both ladies take to the center of the ring. The energy and intensity still there here in the second round.
Good crack right there.
The left hand lands for Young.
Jessica's sitting there
Touch
with her
also
mouth
lands
open.
for Borg.
Oh,
Starting to
hard
throw for
right.
the punches. Throwing for the fences with her punches. We see Borg still trying to move forward, stepping here. Touching with the jab, touching with the open hand jab. Oof.
That's right there from Borga.
Nice right from Borga. Young able to answer with a right of her own.
these girls are just trying to find an opening for either one right now. They just can't seem to do it.
Good job of composure here from both fighters, just able to not overthink and rush, trying to find their game plan, stick to what it is.
Oh,
That's high kick there.
Good head movement on the side of both fighters. Both moving just a fraction of an inch can make all the difference in these fights. And you can see both ladies continue to bounce, move backward and forward.
One thing I'm noticing from Borga, she's kind of dropping her right hand whenever she throws her strikes. She needs to watch that because if she goes to throw
I
something,
thought just like that.
yep, and Shanna comes back with something, she catches her, and once again she's got her back against the cage.
Jake, I'm not sure Red Corner's going to be happy about your commentary. Every time you start to say something, it seems Young capitalizes. almost simultaneously.
Be like that sometimes.
I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise.
Well, I said it a minute ago. I was like, they ain't went to the ground yet. Crack. There it goes.
Here we go as Young continues to press Borga against the cage.
Young's reaching down for a leg down there, isn't she?
I think she's trying to block. She wants to block off the hips there because she does seem to have a little bit longer legs there from Borg, so she's able to raise those knees up and go to the midsection.
You see how Borg keeps leaning over when she gets in the – I mean, oh!
Nice trip there by Borga.
Oh,
Takes
now
her back.
Now she's too high to flip over. There's the wrestling again.
A scramble situation
Young's
here.
going to be in a wrestling scramble, and this is where she wants to be. This is where she lives.
College wrestling coming into play.
Stuff that leg.
Pushing through.
She's got to posture up here. There it is.
She's watching to stuff that left leg from Borg as she's going to try and keep a butterfly in. And that might end up being a sweep for Borg if Shanna can't clear that. Jessica doing a great job here from the bottom of controlling the head of Young, not allowing her to fidget around and to allow a ton of pressure there.
She's trying to pull that rubber guard right now and bring her foot over her head, but Shayna's too strong for that. She's got a strong base. I mean, it's a wrestler, so she's going to sit on top of you. She's going to work. You can't sit there under a wrestler.
So Borga's hugging her head right now. What she actually needs to do is still try to control the arms, but she needs to look for some sort of underhook to try to stand up or put her feet in Shanna's hips.
Looking for an arm bar here, it seems.
She's looking for a double arm bar. She's got both of her arms.
Gonna
And that's
get fancy in a 7 of the night award, I guess.
Jessica up.
Thought we might see a little bit more from the nickname the Black Widow there, possibly trying to bait her into something in that jiu-jitsu game, but Shanna Young able to stand up here, wins an exchange.
Nice slip there from Borga. That right hand was coming with bad intentions from Shanna Young.
Young still pressing forward, Borga still answering. Both ladies keeping that level of intensity and focus. I don't see any panic out of either one. They both know they're in a fight, and they both come to win.
Stiff jab there from Young.
Shayna's just darting her right back and forth over here.
Big hands falling, or big hands landing for Young.
Every time they start punching each other over there in this direction, I feel sweat flying all over our table and hitting my shirt. Every time.
They are definitely throwing hard.
High chest, high, beat the head position.
Still fighting for inside control over here. People who don't really watch a whole lot of MMA see these pro fights and they say, well, there's no excitement, it's boring, it's this, it's that. Well, what you don't understand, there's a lot more technical stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. Amateur fights, they get out there, they throw for fists.
What an attempt at a spinning
here we
elbow.
Go. Got for a takedown right here.
Answering with a flurry and then continuing to put that pressure. She's still working that underhook to the left side. That shoulder is pressing into the chest of Borga constantly. That constant pressure against your chest. Always that labor in the breathing.
Punching in the leg now.
I think what Shanna's trying to do is hold her against the cage the first 2 rounds, make
Tire
Borga use that energy and
Definitely
probably
wearing down Borg.
come out the second half of the fight and be looking for a finish, because you can already tell Borga's breathing harder. Mouth's
Absolutely.
open.
You can see Shayna loading up for this right elbow when she breaks right here. Ooh, nice knee right here.
Working on that cardio, working on the fatigue of Borg as Young continues to press and work the midsection, work the body.
Watch for the break right here, and let's see what happens.
10 seconds left. See if we'll break and see a flurry here.
We got a trip. Oh, ankle pick. Nope, wasn't there, was it? Got a guillotine. A lot of action in the last 10 seconds there, guys. Blood coming out of the nose of Jessica. God, I love it. Women are mean, man. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, a lot of people say, like, I don't want to watch females fight. Yes, you actually do, because a lot of the times they can be more entertaining than the men.
A lot of the times they are, that's true.
They're definitely going to be meaner than the men's fight. That is absolutely true.
I mean, I'd rather fight a man than a woman.
So here we
Women
can
are
see,
mean.
here we saw in a replay just that excellent pressure, all the strikes.
That pressure is definitely making a difference, because Jessica Borga there towards the end, you can see her mouth hanging open. There's blood coming from the nose. That spinning elbow.
Spinning back elbow from Shanna Young, just throwing everything at her and then answering, not just sitting on the laurels of, yeah, I landed that elbow, comes right back with that jab straight into the face, letting Borg know I'm still here. Borg barely escaping that right hand coming in afterwards. Shanna pulling out all the stops today to let it all hang out here and try to win her main event showing here in Knoxville in front of a hometown crowd.
Probably for Shanna to come out, like I said, and probably press the action a little bit more, because I think she's probably tired Jessica out now, so now she's probably going to let the hands and feet go a little bit more.
Borg still trying her intense stare. And Shanna's still bouncing in her corner. Both fighters sticking to the same tactics as far as mind games go here.
Look to see some fatigue sit in this room.
Solid hands landing. Young continues to flurry.
Right to the stomach there. Oh, and a
Oh,
nice
another
shot.
one.
Oh, and another one.
These
They are
ladies are
swinging
throwing.
for the fences right here, buddy.
I think we're seeing the difference in the experience. As Borg is landing shots, she's okay to sit on the one shot and step back, whereas Young lands at the same time, knowing that I have to continue to finish. I have to keep throwing those flurries, and it pushes Borg back into the cage and allows Young to close that distance and follow up on this game plan of controlling the cage, being the aggressor, and continue to throw that damage to the midsection and wear down her opponent and Borg.
She lost one of the underhooks right there, so she's now Jessica's going to look to come out the other way. Now she's got another underhook in on the other side. And you're looking for a headlock right here. Oh, hips weren't
Young
in.
able to swim in for that underhook to continue to keep that balance. Borg really does need to get off the cage here if she's going to make a difference, because Young is absolutely smothering with her presence.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Locked them up. They're both locked up right now, ain't they? Let's see.
Right, little role reversal here. We'll see what Borga can do with the pressure against the cage.
You see the inside fighting. Shanna Young pressing down, keeping the hips of Borg off of her to limit those knees, to limit that pressure, and to limit that base of power to be able to press into Young on the cage. You can see a difference here in how the head control. Young is able to win back the head control, turn everything around off a tilt maneuver there, and put Borg back on the cage.
Shanna's just attacking the legs now.
See, she's blocking the knee for the face right here. Oh, and earlier I was saying Jessica keeps leaning over so far. You saw Shanna try to hit her with it, but she was way too high off of that. She's got two underhooks right
Borg
now.
had a good job there. Borg did a great job there keeping Shanna's head out of her, from under her chin with her head control, using that hand to press it away. Shanna realizing that, ate a small bit of a knee there, keeps going back in, pressing underneath that chin. That is just aggravating. As a fighter, is absolutely aggravating and demoralizing because you can't escape.
Another aggravating thing Shanna was doing, I believe she was foot stomping a little earlier, which she's kind of faded away from that. Uh-oh, she's got a guillotine.
She's got to
Too
get
high.
Trying to hit the standing guillotine.
She's putting a lot of pressure on that head, though.
She has to break. Nope.
Can't get it.
Lost it.
Now we're going to
But off the cage
broken
now.
apart now.
We're now halfway through the third round. Both fighters definitely sweating. It's going to be harder to do any of those standing maneuvers that Borg is looking for here.
And right back to the cage pressure again. Shanna working the knees to the legs, taking away that base.
Borg still trying to find those knees to the midsection. That seems to be a strategy that's been working for Young to wear her down, to wear her opponent down. Borg trying to cash in on that a little.
I know they say you've got 8 points to fight with, but Shanna Young's been using that head a lot. Oh, crack. Jessica's done.
Wrestling experience.
She's done.
Covering up here. Shanna is
She's
in
just
attack
firing off.
mode
Shanna's
right
firing
now.
off.
Shanna smells
Borg
the
seems to be
finish.
fighting with her eyes closed at that point whenever she saw all the flurry come in, just trying to survive all those punches.
Here, see where she's hanging down right now?
She is hurt. Shanna Young smells blood,
There it
sees
is.
blood, looking
Right
to
here in
finish this
front of us.
fight.
Right here in
Looking
front
to
of us.
finish this
Absolute
fight.
attack
Shanna
mode,
Young
and it's
fighting,
over.
and it
It's
is
over.
over.
Shanna Young wins.
Your main event winner, Shanna Young, hometown girl out of Knoxville, improves to 5-1 with a dominant performance over Jessica Borga, the Black Widow.
That was just too much pressure for Jessica Borga to overcome. She had Shanna's basically her forehead in the side of her head for most of the night. Shanna was controlling the cage, doing everything right, and then when she knew that she had her hurt, she just swarms on her right here.
Hats off to Shanna Young for an impressive performance and moving to 5-1 as the Black Widow falls to 1-2. She goes back home to Florida with a loss, and Knoxville hometown girl gets to go home tonight with a win.
Borg can hang her head, or doesn't have to hang her head. She was able to fight through a ton of that wrestling experience, a ton of that wrestling punishment that Young continued to press with that against the cage. All of the pressure, all of the aggression, weathered it for 2 rounds. And the third round, it just proved to be too much from Young. The experience, the tools that were at her disposal, just too much and overwhelmed Borga there in the end.
Like the other 40 times we've seen tonight, KM, maybe he lifted up their fighters in victory.
Coach Eric Turner going to be a very happy man going back to his stable of fighters. Tons of success, tons of wins. Like we said, there's always an opportunity to learn in a loss, but it's always better when you can go back and celebrate a win as well, knowing that your efforts came through.
Definitely going to be a lot of celebrating for KMA tonight.
Absolutely. Knoxville's going to be a fun town to be in.
Real entertaining night of fights, though, guys. A lot of knockouts. Did we see any submissions tonight?
We saw some arm bars, Americanas.
We did. That's right. We got Lanham holding her up right here. Medical still tending to Jessica over there, making sure she's okay right now. After something like that goes on for so long, you kind of like, you know, you have to settle yourself. Even if you're okay, you have to settle yourself. Got to control your breathing.
Jessica Borga has nothing to be ashamed about. She came here all the way from Florida, 1-1 versus 4-1. She saw Shanna Young's pedigree, saw her record, and thought, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to fight. So hats off to her for that. She'll take it back as a learning experience and definitely come back harder.
And the sportsmanship from both fighters right here. The love is shown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's make this official. At 3 minutes and 24 seconds, your ref calls a TKO for your winner out of the blue corner, Shanna the Shanna Young. That was an amazing fight. Let's get Ken Wilson in here to interview you.
Heck of a fight. Let me hear it one more time for this winner right here, everybody. My goodness. Now I noticed, I mean, there was really no way to put you in any type of box. You were striking, you were grappling. What was the game plan for this fight, though?
You know, I really don't come in with a game plan. My big thing was to slip and throw an overhand, which I think I did like maybe twice. Besides that, you know, I just kind of focus on my game, do what I do, focus on improving every time I fight.
I noticed now every time that you started getting into an exchange with the hands, you would go underneath and grab her body, put it on the cage. Was that your goal every single time?
You know, I have roots as a wrestler. Sometimes I tend to forget it. It was kind of good to get back to my roots in this fight.
That's good, that's good. Well, I tell you what, is there anybody you want to call out right now? Right now, on the spot.
You know, I do whatever my coaches tell me to do. So it's whoever's next. I just hope that I get to be a lot more active this year. I've been out for 2 long years for multiple hip surgeries, so I just want to keep fighting.
Does anybody you want to give a shout out to?
First and foremost, all glory to God. Huge thanks to all my coaches, teammates, sparring partners, everyone who even comes out to help at KMA. Thanks to Frankie's Body Shop for my strength and conditioning. Jason King, Asian Persuasion, he's my strength and conditioning coach. Frankie, all the other awesome coaches there. That's about it.
Well, we appreciate you. Good win tonight, Shanna, the Shannable Young. This will conclude